coming up on Network Africa. The worst is now over, says Nigeria's President Bola Tinubu in his message to the country on Independence Day, Nigeria at 65. Former DRC President Joseph Kabila is sentenced to death for war crimes, plus Nigerians around the world celebrate Independence Day. We'll be looking through the eyes of our global correspondents. Happy Independence Day. Nigeria is the country's national day today, and citizens are celebrating around the world. Here's in Nigeria, though, the President Bola Tinubu this morning addressed the nation in a special nationwide broadcast. He said that with the economic reforms embarked on by his administration, the worst is now over. He reflected on progress made over the past years and the steps his administration has taken to set the country on a path to sustainable growth and development. Beyond the economy, he spoke about national security, infrastructure development, and youth empowerment.
In his nationwide broadcast, the president highlighted economic reforms, including fuel subsidy removal, forex unification, and fiscal discipline as catalysts of growth.
I'm pleased to report that we have finally turned the corner. The worst is over, I say. Under our leadership, our economy is recovering fast, and the reforms we started over 2 years ago are delivering tangible results. In resetting our country for sustainable growth, we ended the corrupt fuel subsidy and multiple foreign exchange rates that created massive incentive for a rentier economy. We have a stronger foreign reserve position today than 3 years ago. Our external reserves increased to 42.03 billion this September, the highest since 2019.
President Tinubu praised the military for their sacrifices, noting progress in the fight against terrorism and banditry.
On security, we are working diligently to enhance national security, ensuring our economic experiences improved growth and performance. Peace has returned to 100 of our liberated communities in the Northwest and Northeast, and thousands of our people have returned safely to their homes.
The president also outlined his government's investment in nationwide infrastructure from highways to rail lines.
The administration is expanding transport infrastructure across the country, covering rail, road, airports, seaports. Rail and water transport grew by over 40%. and 27% respectively.
Turning to young Nigerians, President Tinubu pledged continued support through credit schemes, loans, and creative sector programs.
I have a message for you, you young people. You are the future and the greatest asset of this blessed country. You must continue to dream big, innovate, and conquer more territories in your various fields of science, technology, sport, and arts and creative sector. Our administration, through policies and funding, will continue to give you wings to fly sky high. We created NEL Fund to support students with loans for their educational pursuits.
President Tinubu ended with a message of hope, urging Nigerians to embrace productivity and unity as the country charts a new course.
This is a message of hope, fellow Nigerians. I've always candidly acknowledged that this reform have come with some temporary pains. The biting effects of inflation and the rising cost of living remains a significant concern to our government. However, the alternative of allowing our country to descend into economic chaos or bankruptcy was not an option. Our macroeconomic progress has proven that our sacrifices have not been in vain. Together, we are laying a new foundation cast in concrete, not on quicksand. Finally, let all hands be on deck. Let us believe once more in the boundless potential of our great nation. With Almighty God on our side, I can assure you that the dawn of a new, prosperous, self-reliant is here in Nigeria.
Staying with Nigeria's 65th Independence Day celebration, the convener of the platform Nigeria, Pastor Pojo Imade, welcomed again policy experts and citizens across the country. With the theme, Rebuilding Our Nation, this edition fueled insightful conversations on reshaping, strengthening and charting a path forward for Nigeria.
Nigeria may be blessed.
As Nigeria marks its 65th Independence Day, Pastor of the Covenant Nation, Pojo Imade, once again opens the doors of the platform Nigeria, bringing together policy experts, thought leaders and citizens for a day of national reflection. Under this year's theme, Rebuilding Our Nation, the forum sparks dynamic conversations aimed at reshaping Nigeria's future, strengthening institutions and charting a clear path towards sustainable progress.
The platform serves as a prophetic function of preservation for Nigeria, bridging communities with business, government, youth by democratizing entrepreneurial knowledge, fostering political awareness, and dissecting policies in real time to deepen democratic culture. Welcome to Platform October 1st. God bless you all.
Former Green Eagles captain Segun Degbami explores the intersection of sports and global geopolitics, highlighting how athletics can influence diplomacy and national pride.
Sports runs on strict rules and regulations, and that politics run on lies and confusion. There's a thin line of a difference between politics and geopolitics. The world is in crisis. The world needs healing. But do you observe also that in the middle of all these senseless global conflicts, the scramble for minerals and ruthless carnage all over the place, warring countries are still participating in international sports, competing against one another and fighting to win trophies and medals.
Other speakers include Chief Executive Officer of the One Campaign, Ndidi Wuneli, who delivers an inspiring call for Nigerians, especially youths, to become narrative changers who drive global trends that shape the country's story.
Must become narrative changers. And to do this, you have to change your mindset. So tell your neighbor, change your mindset. Things are tough, but where there are challenges, there are opportunities. Just like we see people fleeing our country, there are people flying into our country because they see opportunities that we have left on the table. So how do you change your narratives? How do you change your mindset? First, you reflect on the power of your words and your thoughts. What is the root cause of those words and thoughts? Where did Nigeria hurt you? Acknowledge the failings of the country. They are failings. I'm not going to lie about them. But balance them with the realities of our time.
Meanwhile, founder of Alda Consulting, Leke Alda, examines the anatomy of the nation, breaking down the critical steps necessary to secure Nigeria's stability and ensure future growth.
There's no justice in the land Rule of law must replace law of rule. The country must be strong on policing, especially crimes that batter the image of the nation and deprive the masses of welfare. Needless to say, there's a need for police reform. I'm not talking about changing of police uniform. There's a need for a strategic revamp of the image of the country. A passport ought to enhance the citizens, not subtract from them and international borders. You can't build a nation without values. It is a contradiction in terms. There's a need to revamp the educational curriculum in schools in response to present challenges.
Year after year, the platform Nigeria stands as a beacon for critical discourse, a space where ideas flourish, dreams for a stronger nation are nurtured, and youths are empowered to lead.
Which should not stop.
Let's see what's happening in the diaspora. Nigerians in South Africa also have high hopes for the country's future. Some even began celebrations ahead of October 1st. Our South Africa correspondent, Innocent Samusa, felt the pulse of Nigerians in the country on their views of this year's Independence Day and their expectations going forward.
Nigeria turned 65 years since independence this October. While official ceremonies are being planned across the states, for Nigerians, the day serves as more than just a celebration. It is, of course, a moment of reflection. Nigerians living in South Africa are sharing their thoughts on this year's Independence Day and their expectations from leaders in the years ahead. In Pretoria, I sat down with Nigeria's ambassador to South Africa, Alexandra Timitope Ajayi. I began our conversation by asking him, looking back since independence, has Nigeria lived up to its potential?
Efforts have been going on over the years through successive administrations to see that they contribute their own quota to the promised land that we promised ourselves. For now, I can mention that even in terms of political progress in Nigeria, there was a time when we were having challenges of military incursion into politics. But for the last 26 to 27 years now, we've stabilized. Democracy have thrived tremendously in Nigeria. And that is something that we feel very proud of.
The ambassador also took a moment to reflect on Nigeria's success stories.
We've come a long way, that's one thing. And of course, like every other countries all over the world, Nigeria have had its own challenges over the last 65 years. And we've also had our success stories. In terms of when we look at where we were in 1960, compared to where we are today, you will see that it's massive improvement in social infrastructure, in terms of educational development, in terms of economic progress and growth that we have built over the years.
At the Heritage Celebration at the University of Johannesburg, Nigerian students dazzled the crowd with their outstanding performance. I asked the students if they still feel a sense of pride and unity when October 1st comes.
I think I have to answer with mixed feelings. In one part, I have to be proud of Nigeria. And saying I'm proud of Nigeria, I'm not proud of Nigeria as the country. I'm proud of the people, of the Nigerians, because we have wonderful Nigerians everywhere, and thank God for some Nigerians have gone ahead of us, and that's why some of us can thrive in a country like this. But when you think of Nigeria and what is happening in Nigeria, especially in light of what is happening in this place where we live, you want to think about how did we go wrong in Nigeria.
And these are the key issues they expect the government to prioritize.
Typically, for a 65-year-old man or a person, you would expect some form of maturity, achievement, innovations, and all of that. And that's what we are asking our leaders to do. Let's make us a country that has achieved. We want to see our achievement. We want to see corruption gone. We don't want corruption in our country. We want our youth empowered. We want a country where we can go to bed in peace and not be afraid that there's banditry or there's some kidnapping.
We celebrate the 65 years of Nigerians' existence or Nigerians' independence. All we want from the leaders is good governance. We want good governance. You know, the youths that are loitering about or the graduates, just to give them employment, you know, and let them be intentional, you know, in the things and the affairs of Nigeria.
One thing I would love the government to do is they should focus more on the transparency of the local economy. We have seen a lot of macroeconomic indicators showing positive signs, but the reality is not yet there.
Even local residents took a moment to wish Nigeria a happy Independence Day.
My message to Nigerians, firstly, as a South African, I support Ubuntu. A person is a person through other people. So please, let us unite. A Nigerian brother of mine just mentioned to me what it is to say unity in Igbo, and that is Ofu. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Personally, I love Nigeria. I know apacha food, apacha, egu soup, stuff like that. And I would just like to wish you a happy Independence Day from the Tonga tribe.
For Nigerians in South Africa, the day is not only about honoring the past, but also about looking ahead with hope, pride, and clear expectations for the future. From Johannesburg, South Africa, Innocent Samos, Channels Television News.
And still ahead on the program. We'll take a look at a wrap-up of the 80th UNGA meeting in New York. Details of that in a moment. Please stay with us. Welcome back. There are over 700,000 Nigerians living in the United States who have become a part of the fabric of American culture. The Nigerian community has created a large footprint in all sectors of American businesses and celebrates traditional Nigerian holidays such as the Independence Day in the United States. Our Washington correspondent, Maria Bird, has more.
Nigerians in the diaspora are looking forward to Independence Day on October the 1st, as it is clear that restaurants like this one will be filled with people and having lots of great food.
Tomorrow, October 1, is our Independence Day, and we're really excited and looking forward to opening our doors to our numerous customers. We have so many activities slated for tomorrow. We'll be having some delegation of Nigerian embassy coming to talk about Nigeria in the restaurant. And food is going to be, all manner of Nigerian food is going to be available tomorrow, and we're also having a 10% discount to everyone that comes around. So we're excited, the staff, we're excited, and we're prepared. I'm looking forward.
Well, Independence Day is filled with celebration and many festivities for Nigerians in the U.S. It's also a time of great reflection on the past and forward thinking about the future.
Nigeria will be 65 years old now, and in the United States, it would be a Medicare eligible, Social Security eligible. Since I work in the healthcare field, I always relate things to healthcare. So it would be a mature individual that has expected to have lived a full life, and therefore would be expected to have reached its potential and met its responsibility. And we look forward to being part of this maturity and the realization of Nigeria's potential and its responsibilities. For one, power. Having 24/7 power in Nigeria will immediately solve a lot of problems that we are facing. For instance, in the healthcare field, having 24-hour power that's supplied by the government will make healthcare more affordable and available. Nigerians have talent, they have drive, we have sick people, we have money, but to be able to make healthcare work, you need a power that can power the work that we do. And we have broadband, reliable broadband, because from the work that I do, you can't have epileptic broadband or epileptic power.
It's clear that Nigerians in the U.S. believe that the country is a mature nation as it has reached the milestone of more than 6.5 decades of independence. And millions of Nigerians are now residing in countries all across the world.
Nigeria has a lot of talented people abroad, as you say, in the US, in Europe, you go around. In fact, over 5,000 Nigerian doctors are practicing in the US right now. Over 7,000 Nigerian doctors are registered to practice in the UK, And when I mean Nigeria, I mean Nigerian trained doctors are practicing abroad. The government has not put infrastructures in place to retain its brain power. Not just doctors, you have engineers, you have computers, software techs who have migrated and left the country because there are no infrastructure. Some of the best doctors in the world are Nigerians. So infrastructure is lacking, number one. Number two is that government continues to take loans and invest in something that is not helping the country. And thirdly, in fact, this one is even more important. Nigerians need to wake up, Nigerians themselves, and realize that the government is working for the people. I see the theme for this year's independence is all hands are on deck. All hands on deck for a better Nigeria. We say democracy. Democracy is a government of the people, for the people, by the people. How did we come to this point, and how can we redeem ourselves? That is the challenge.
While Nigerians in the diaspora have clear priorities of focus for the government, opportunities for youth, the largest segment of the population, was a key area of interest.
The question is, what have we to show for those 65 years? Over 60% of Nigerians alive today, actually much more percentage, were not even alive when we had independence. Okay, so that's the perspective.
Kids who are really very internet savvy, we could literally compete with California because the kind of work that our young people will do will be amazing. So I think getting power right, getting broadband available will not only decrease youth unemployment, but it also will help with the security because employed youth are less likely to go into violence and crime.
There are many celebrations in the United States for Nigeria's Independence Day, but there's also a call to action for what they hope the Nigerian government will move forward on. It is clear that areas like electricity, youth employment, and opportunities are at the core and heart of many Nigerians. From Washington, Maria Bird, Channel Television News.
Away from independence, former DRC President Joseph Kabila has backed the death sentence for treason and war crimes. He was also accused of collaborations with anti-government rebels. The government says Mr. Kabila collaborated with Rwanda and the Rwanda-backed M23 group, which seized key cities in a lightning assault in January in the eastern DRC. And as we leave you with this question as well. Did you know that for those who don't know, here are some fun facts about Nigeria. Nigeria is 65 years old today as an independent country and is celebrating its independence. Nigeria has multiple ethnic groups speaking over 500 distinct languages, all identifying with a wide variety of cultures. The official language is English. And that's our program today. Thank you for watching. I'm Joke Rogers.